Guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I'm doing question number 9 from the August 2025 Algebra 1 Regents exam. Basically, it's giving you a bunch of tables. As soon as you see this, you should be screaming, "Oh, spreadsheet! We're going to use a spreadsheet on the calculator." Now, you don't have to use the calculator. If you can go through and figure out which one of these is a linear function, that's perfect. In fact, that's great. But sometimes you guys struggle when there's a bunch of them that look kind of similar. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the spreadsheet feature of the calculator, and then we're going to run regressions and see which one, or create scatter plots and see which one looks like a linear function, right? So now, to save some time, I didn't want to go through and enter all this. So I've already entered the data for all of these tables. I'm just going to show you, once you enter the data, what you're going to do to check. So let's go get the calculator now. All right, so the first one, this is the f function. By the way, you can't use f of x up here, so I just put an f. So now from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the home screen. I'm going to go to this data and statistics page, and then it gives me all these dots. All I'm going to do is click on x, because this is the x-axis, and then I'm going to put the f over here. Now, that is definitely not linear. And in fact, it's probably quadratic, but you don't have to do that. All you have to do is look and say, oh, that's definitely not linear. All right, so let's go to the next one. This was a g of x function. Going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the home screen once I've entered the data, and I am going to put the x down here. I'm going to put the g of x function over here. And then now this looks like a absolute value function. So it's got some linearity to it, and that's why it's better to graph these, because if you started with this, you might think, oh, this is a linear function, when in fact it's not. It's got some elements of linear function, but it's definitely a V. So don't get fooled. That's one of the reasons why I like for you guys to graph or do the scatter plots, because it shows you everything. All right, so now let's go to the next one. What do we got here? So this is H. So now I'm going to go to the home screen, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I got blue dots for that one. X goes down here. The H of X goes over here. Now let's see what we got. All right, again, doesn't look like it's linear. In fact, this looks like a decaying exponential, right? So, or growing decaying exponential, if that makes sense. But it's definitely not linear. So that means that the last one has to be that, but let's double check it. So this is the j of x function. So same thing, I'm going to go to the home screen, and I'm going to go here to data and statistics. Down here at the bottom, I'm going to put the x. Over here, I'm going to put j, and then let's see what we got. Nice. Here is a nice straight line. If you want to check this, do menu 461. And one more thing, to really check it, if you do menu and you go to settings, and you click on this diagnostic, if you get a perfect 1, which you got, which means this is perfectly linear. This is a perfectly linear function, right? So that's all you need to do. So the answer for this one is J of X. It's this table. Now, again, the idea is when you see a table, just use the spreadsheet and enter the data, and then go create a scatter plot and literally take a look at what they look like. Because sometimes if I think this one here, or actually this one here, I think this one, like some people might have just looked at these numbers and said, oh, this is a linear function, or looked at these 3 and said, oh, this is a linear function, but it's not, it's an absolute value. When you see it on the screen, it's clear. This is what you're looking for. Right here. This is perfectly linear. All right, I'm going to stop and I'm going to post. But remember, spreadsheet, you should be saying table. Let me end this.